All right, so let's just breathe. Breathe in the love of this place, the light. We know that we are the spiritual children of God, and we know that, as in the song, light, love, energy, spiritual consciousness is where we seek to move and have our being, where we seek to live. But how often are our choices not made from that perspective? How often are our choices made from what the world is offering you, and I must pick from that, and we forget to turn within to see the infinite potential that is before us. So that's what we're working on this month. We're working on really behavior modification. Remember Jesus, when Jesus started, it was all about teaching the people to act differently so their energy would go out differently, so they would have different results in their world, because we are creating with our energy. So the first week we talked about identity. We talked about knowing who we are, really understanding who we are as God's children, as eternal. How many realize you're eternal? You're going to go on and on and on and on and on. You don't end when it's all over. You don't punch your card and you're done. You go on and on and on. And we grow and learn. And we become more and more aware of the divinity that we are. But here, we have to remember that. So we have to sculpt our identity based on what we want to see ourselves as. And last week we talked about integrity. Integrity is living the truth of who I am. So my integrity is different than Samantha's integrity or anyone else's integrity, because what is true for me is maybe different than what is true for you. And if I live in what is true for me, then I stand in my integrity. Got it? So we all have our own walk and our own energy that we're doing. So today we're talking about investments. When we think about investments, most of us will go to money, right? Ting, ting. Money, I'm investing my money, I'm investing my time. I might be investing my thoughts, my actions. I might be investing in people. And investments are all about how we use our energy, how we direct our energy, and our world will kind of reflect to us what we've been investing in. But I want to take investment to a different level today. Spirit's asking us to look at it slightly differently. So every time we invest in anything, it is about a payoff. Do you realize that? An investment should have some sort of benefit coming back to you. I'm investing, and this is going to return to me. If there's a benefit, there's a payoff, there's something that comes back to me. So a return on my investment, So something the dictionary says, investments are commitments for gain or benefit. So we can invest to sustain the life of other people. What is your benefit for that? You get to feel good about somebody? When they make their achievement, when they've done what you've been investing in them, and they've done it, and they're standing there, and they're getting their crowning glory, guess how much of that you get? It's not yours. And you don't take it either. You don't say, move over, I did this. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't be here. You don't say that. You let them have it. But you're totally unaware while you're doing the investment that you're not investing for a benefit for you, other than to make yourself feel good that you've served another. So we want to shift our focus from how we're investing for others into the reality of investing for a benefit for us. Got it? Does it make you feel really good that you did really good for somebody, that you invested your life in them, and they're shining forth and you did really good and you got nothing from them in return for it? Does that make you feel good? Any parents out there? The day your kid picks up the tab, you feel good. And the little ones, the day they come of their own volition and say thank you, you feel good. I'm speaking to you at this level because that's where most of us live. And we want to shift it up just a little bit. You guys ready? So we can invest to sustain the lives of others, or we can invest for our own growth. Which do you want to do? Thank you. Because that's what you're here to do. You're here to learn. You're here to grow. And sometimes others are a part of that. We're in an exchange of energy. So Spirit said, ideally, our investments should be with a clear intention, a clear nurturing that occurs to that investment, and then a clear outcome or a clear benefit. So they drew a picture for you. I will give it to you in words. It was really pretty, but if you think of an investment as a seed, I'm going to plant the seed. What do? You put it in the ground, don't you? You literally invest it in something. And then in that seed, it connects with source, its own source to help it grow. It starts connecting, and the energy starts coming up from underneath. The ground has within it what the seed needs. Right? We're planting a seed in the ground. And that is the source. We're putting it in a space where it can be fed. And then what do? Do we say, good luck, little seed? Do you not water it? You might feed it. You might make sure the ground is warm, whatever you do with seeds. So you nurture the seed. You don't just plant the seed. How many of you invest in stocks? Few. How many of you, when you invest in your stocks, do you pray over them? Do you nurture them? Do you say, oops, that just slid, let me bless it. God, bless that company. Bless that little stock that I've got. That's watering the seed, y'all. That's taking a position, that's paying attention to it. That's sending energy and food to it. And stocks are just easy to talk about. Anything that we're investing in. You don't just put it in the ground, you also put energy to water it, to nurture it, but it's going to find its own source. And then what happens is the seed begins to become what it was destined to become. It becomes greater, it becomes an expression, and it expresses in your world and brings back to you the blessing of what it was potentially in the beginning. Do you hear me? Planted, nurtured, it grows, and it is now expressing in the world the original intention, blessing you, bringing you back the benefit, whatever you were seeking. With me? That's real simple to understand, isn't it? Seeds have to be planted to grow, and they have to be activated while they're planted. They need to be nurtured. Got it? Thank you. The clear intentions, the clear nurturings, and the clear idea of what you think the benefit is going to be. Now, when we're dealing with planting things in God consciousness and spirit, are we not open to it becoming greater? I'm putting the seed in, the energy of my life, and I'm asking it to source with the divine spirit, but I'm also nurturing it as it goes. And I'm letting it become whatever it needs to become to bless me in return. But we also have our spiritual energy, God love, as part of the source. Okay? All right. So, how many of you have desires and you think about them, but you never plant the seed for it? And you think about them a lot, and a lot, and a lot, and a lot, but you never plant the seed. What are you creating? If you're thinking about possibilities, but you're not planting a seed, you really are still creating because energy follows thought. But what you're creating is a sea of potential. I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. And then you're creating more. I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. A sea of potential, but you're not investing. I want you to see the difference. Because energy does follow thought energetically, and what you focus on expands. Those are all realisms. But what you focus on expands. If you're dwelling on something and not planting it, you're focusing on the dwelling. You're focusing on the potential. You're not focusing on the planting. You're not changing. You're not taking the steps to change. Is that too simple? Got it? Okay. All right. We are investing our energy all of the time. We share our energy. There's a difference between sharing and investing. Do you know that? We can share our energy freely. In the moment, sharing energy. I have a thing with my granddaughter. We get her one night a month overnight, and then she's with me Wednesdays, and after every nap and after every morning when she wakes up. She wakes up like this. I go, hey, baby girl, how was your nap? Good. Come here and give me a hug. And I hold her for a minute. And I just hold her, and I might kiss her head, tell her I love her, ask her what she dreamed, or we'll just sit in silence for a minute. And she tucks her little head into my chest, and I just hold her. And in that moment, there's an energy circle where I'm praying. She is I'm filling her with love. I'm letting her know she's okay with my energy, and she is just resting in my arms for a minute. If it's a nap, it might be just a minute and a half. If it's overnight, we sat Saturday for 5 minutes, and she didn't say a word, and I didn't say a word, and I just rocked her. And she just held her little head there, and we just let the energy flow. Now, that was a moment of a sharing of energy, and the exchange was completely complete. I was not investing energy, planting a seed in her. I don't want anything to grow from that. I just want to exchange it. So you see the sharing of energy? Sharing of energy is important as well. I don't want you to think you have to, every time you turn around, be investing something. But when you're sharing, it's a completeness. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay. When we go to investing, there needs to be something that we are expecting to grow bigger. In that moment, the love was enough. Expecting to grow bigger. Okay. Spirit asked me to share this story with you. You know, I had not thought about this in 100 years. But they said, please tell them this story. So I'm going to tell you. I was probably 20. I don't know how old I was. I was in my 20s. It's probably about 1980, 79, 80. It was right when we were turning into the 80s. Ending 70s, and I had a very dear friend. Her name was Vicki. I loved her dearly. We'd gone the last year of high school together, and she'd been a part of my life for a long, long time. And we'd kind of separated. She was going through her thing. I was going through mine. I was working a lot. And she called me one day out of the clear blue, and she said, Cindy, can I spend the night with you? Because I am leaving my husband, and I'm going to take a bus to my parents' house. Remember, this is a long time ago. And I said, sure, you can spend the night. So she spent the night with me, and she had no money, and she had hit her wall. She had just hit her wall. And of course, come on in, spent the night. And I remember I think it was either a $50 bill or a $100 bill. And there's no extra cash in my life at all. But to me, that would be like a $500 bill today, which doesn't exist. But that would be that much money. It was a lot of money. It was a lot of money. But I had it, and as I'm leaving, because I had to go to work that next morning, she was going to get a ride to the bus station. I gave her the money. I put it in her hand. I said, this is for you. And she goes, Cindy, I don't need it. I got my ticket paid. I said, no, honey, get you some food. It's a long ride to New Orleans, man. Take care of yourself. You've got it. It can get you there. And she said, great. And she left, went home, and her dad called me about a week later. Her dad called me, and this is what I remember. He had that New Orleans accent, and I can still hear his voice. He said, Cindy, I appreciate what you did for Vicki. I want to pay you back that money. I'm going to write you a check, and I'm going to mail it to you. Well, the law of giving and receiving, as I give, it receives, right? As I give, it returns to me 1,000-fold. But I remember, I'm young. I don't know these laws, but I'm young, and I know enough. And I said, because, I could use that money. Yeah, no. I said, no, I'm not taking that money. That was from a girl. That was for her. I was investing in our friendship. I was investing in my love for her. I was investing for her. I said, no, I don't want any of that back. That's for her. And it was a lot at the time. Maybe it was 100. I don't know. It was a lot at the time that she probably arrived with some of it still. And it was so crystal clear to me that was my love for our friendship, my love for her. Crystal clear. And she came back and married a childhood buddy of ours. And when I had my son, she had her son. And our lives kind of separated at that point. And I heard from her second ex-husband about 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know how long ago it's been, 2 years ago. He called me and he said, hey, Cindy, I haven't heard from anybody in, David's 38 years. I haven't heard from anybody. And he called me out of the blue and goes, Cindy, hey. He said, Vicki's sick. I said, what? He goes, yeah, she's sick. She's in the hospital. I know you love her. He knew I loved her. I know you love her and she loves you, and I want you to call her and talk to her. And I said, of course. So I called her and talked, and she was great, like we'd never missed a minute. And she said, no, I'm good. They're going to let me check out, and I'll come and get a healing session from you guys next week, because they're getting ready to discharge me. I said, perfect. Okay, you come on, blah, blah, blah. And then she died. So that memorial service, I was asked to officiate. And to me, it was just like that friendship that we had, even though it wasn't a daily thing, was a reality. And the Spirit brought me back to that moment, that little tiny dollar bill, that little bill, whatever it was, when I said, no, she's mine. She may be yours, but she's mine too. And I invested in our friendship and our love, so I got that return, that honor to be there to officiate her return to God. So do you see the difference about investing when you could actually in your brain go, oh yeah, the universe is bringing it back to me. But no, that seed's there. I'm leaving that seed there. You guys got it? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the depth of investment we're talking about. So when we're making a conscious choice to plant a seed, and it's a conscious choice, not a whatever choice, it's conscious, that's when things start really happening for us. In the Aquarian, this is a scripture that most of you have heard, because it's in a lot of, it's in the New Testament as well, and a lot of people have used this one to make you feel bad. But I'm not. Get ready to feel bad. Man is himself the field, and his deeds are the seeds, and what he does to others grows. Behold, if he has sown the wind, he reaps the wind. If he has sown the noxious seeds of scandal, he reaps it. The harvest is assured, you will reap what you have sown, and the seeds produce 100-fold. The fruit of righteousness, peace, love, and joy can never spring from noxious seeds. When you sow seeds of right, because it is the right and not in the ways of trade right, but expecting good. It's the right that brings the good, the rich rewards. Okay, so you've heard that one before. All right. When you're talking about sowing noxious seeds, you're talking about actually setting an intention into motion. A conscious thought to take advantage, a conscious thought to create something and invest your energy in something that will benefit maybe you only, or maybe you at somebody else's cost. I don't know. I'm not a noxious seed planter myself. But do you hear how Jesus is saying, when you're consciously making investments, they are going to return to you, no matter what flavor you flavor them. Conscious investments always grow, and they will always return. What you focus on does expand. Where you focus your energy, you're investing your energy there. But that conscious decision that you make to invest your energy in anything is where the growth actually occurs. Is it okay to decide to invest in yourself? I've counseled about 33 years counseling. It's not uncommon to work with someone who does not have a metaphysical background, who actually believes that they're not allowed to invest in themselves. That, no, I have to serve my family. I have to serve this. No, you're of no value if you're not of value. If you're not happy, if you're not fulfilled, the contribution you give to anyone else is never going to be make them feel happy if you're not happy. But the idea of investing in me, do you know how many times I've spoken to people who might have a pretty good savings? They might have a pretty good savings, and I will talk with them about maybe where they want to go with their career or their life, and they'll say, yeah, and I say, well, you have a savings? Yes, I do. Well, put it to you. No, I want to leave my kids something when I die. Okay, ask your kids. Do they want you to go to school? Do they want you to take a trip to Europe? What do they want you to do? Or do they want you to die so they can get some money? most most of the times, my client will wake up and not even share with the children how much money they have. The money that client has in their account is there because they have invested their energy in the world, and that was part of their benefit that returned to them. They gave, they received. To now invest their assets for something greater, something for them. Sometimes it's hard. And it's not just our money. We invest our energy. We invest our thoughts, our desires. We invest our light in something greater for us. When I studied feng shui many years ago, and it was expensive, I said, Patrick, my heart, I need this. I just want to learn it. I just want to learn it. We found a wonderful lady. She's fabulous. This is 2005, I graduated. That's how long ago it's been. But it was going to cost money. And I said, honey, I want to so bad, but there's no benefit other than for myself. We're not going to do it at the church. I'm not going to do it professionally. I'm going to keep doing my job, but I need it. He said, do it. He goes, the money will come. Do it. Do we have enough for the first class? Sign up. Do it. Not a question, and not a dime was ever lost. The money always came. And have I loved it, you guys? I love it. And it helped me grow. It helped me expand. But did it bless you guys financially that I did that? No. Not unless I did your house, then it did. All right. Are you seeing, is anybody's files opening that you might want to do something bigger, better for you? Anybody getting a little bigger here? Okay. All right. So our investment, our whole journey on this planet is to come here, understand love, express love, be creative, shine our lights, have those mutual sharings and exchange of energy. But we grow through investing in us. We expand through taking those steps to invest in us. Spirit asked me to ask you guys this. Sometimes we'll stumble into stuff, right? Sometimes we'll stumble into things in our world. And we stumble into it because we've been eking our way, growing into new potential, new possibilities. Little steps, like, you're in high school and you graduate. Oh, how'd I do that? I don't know. I don't know how I graduated, 12 years behind me, but I did something good. College is different. You have to invest. Some of us will actually eke our way into relationships, won't we? Yeah. Most of us don't, though. Most of us have to make a decision, I'm ready to go into a relationship, especially if it's partnering. Do you not? And then you invest your seed and then you water it. How many of us do that little walk into meditating and talking to God every day? Most of us don't arrive there from the little walk. We arrive there because we made a decision. I am going to invest in knowing God. I'm going to invest in prayer work. I'm going to invest in my spirit. We don't accidentally find ourselves meditating every single day. We don't accidentally do these things. We make a decision. This is what I want to do. We are in a world right now where God is everywhere present. God is all around us. God is in each one of us. God is all around us. So we can pretend like we're a little fish in the water and God's got me and I don't have to worry about nothing. And I just keep my little eyes closed and run around like this. And that's fine. You can do that. But how much are you going to grow? How much are you going to pay attention? You think accidentally God's going to come and pick you up, shake you out and say, wake up? Investing in your life is a conscious choice on every level. Investing in your health is a conscious choice. Investing in your relationships is a conscious choice. Investing in your spirit is a conscious choice. We consciously have to choose and realize there is a benefit I am seeking. There's a payoff. There's something fabulous that I want out of this. And if you have in mind the benefit you're seeking, you will plant the right seed. I want to plant pumpkins so I can harvest it in the fall. Well, I'm not going to plant petunia seeds. I'm not going to plant something I can't eat if I want something I'm going to eat. But we do that all the time. So consciously deciding, consciously planting, nurturing, and expecting the benefit to return to you is investing. As we begin to know who we are, identity, and we begin to live in our truth, our relative truth, our integrity, the next step is, how do I want to invest my energy? It's a natural process. So you guys got it? Okay? You ready to take a step? You don't have to. We're going to do a meditation now. You don't have to take the step, but you can. Okay? But go and sit in with me anyway. All right, let's put our feet on the floor. Take a breath. Feel that beautiful love of Creator just surrounding you. And feel a beautiful column of light coming over you now. And I want you to notice the color of the column of light that surrounds you. If you don't see it, you can feel it, you can sense it. Notice how big it is, how small. Are you safe? And I would invite you just to welcome the presence of Jesus Christ to stand with you in this column of light. Feel His love for you. Take a moment just to share the energy with Him. His love for you, your love for Him. And now take Him by the hand. And imagine that you can move now to that beautiful garden in your own heart. The space where you are always safe. And there's much energy in your garden. Things that have been growing, things that have been being ignored. Allow the energy of one concept that you want to experience to become visible to you. You may see it, you may feel it. It may be something you want to do, something you want to experience, something you want to dream in. And whatever you sense or see, allow that to be okay, even if you do not understand it. And with the love that you have shared with the Christ, let your love move to this concept, this form, this desire, dream, and just say yes. I am consciously choosing this experience now. And again, you may have full awareness, or you may just feel something. But look in your hand, and you'll see a seed appearing. Beautiful seed that represents this in your world. And you're standing in a vast garden. Plant that seed wherever you choose. Whatever looks like the perfect place for that seed to grow. And you're just going to water it with your love now. And as you send your love, become aware of the benefit, the blessing, the return that you are seeking in this seed. Father, Mother God, this our greater. We open our hearts as we say yes to our infinite potential. We plant our seed. Teach us to nurture it and teach us to receive it. Breathe. Step back, get a clear vision of where it's been planted. You'll want to check on it periodically. Step back. I am ready to expand. Feel the love of Jesus Christ by your side. Take a breath and feel yourself back in your beautiful calm of light. Notice if the color has changed or the size or the vibration. Feel your feet on the floor, the chair that holds you. But before you open your eyes, feel the wonder of who you are. You are so much greater than you have yet known. And I say yes to that greatness. And thank you, God. Take a breath. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. How you feel? I know we move fast through these little visualizations, but the energy is real. During this day, during tomorrow, during the next day, it will hit you. You'll have greater understanding. You'll know what you need to do to nurture the seed. You might understand better what the seed was. It will come because you said yes. Say, yay, God.
Yay, God.
So it is.